So this stream, I'm streaming on the main channel as well, but this stream is a podcast, so it'll be on the Heavenly Kings channel. I don't know if the Heavenly Kings channel is linked in the description or whatever, but
it should be.
If not now, I'll get to doing that later. So yeah, I'll probably just have it on that channel. And I don't know how this works because I haven't really used it, but I set up, I enabled sponsors, whatever that does. And then I also have my links in the description and stuff like that. So I don't even remember where I have those Twitch alerts. I mean, those alerts at. I think I have those. I think those alerts are set up for the other channel anyway. So
they should default. Actually, you know what? I don't know.
Oh wait, I don't have them on. I don't think. Wait. Maybe I don't have them for this setting.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay,
I should probably change the thumbnail to something more.
Browser source.
More
here
useful.
we go. Browser source. And I'll put it right there. And I'll add the Twitch source.
Here we go.
Too, just for kicks. Oops. Wait, that's not what I meant to add.
Kicks and giggles.
What's up,
Kicks
Bernard? What's up, Kendrick? What's going on, fam?
Kicks, giggles. So yeah, so I guess I'll stream on my channel from now on because I was talking to what's her name, Barbara, yesterday at Etika's party, and she was saying.
Shout out to Barbara.
She was apparently
looking like a thick white woman.
There were a bunch of people there who worked for YouTube that I didn't even know. Like that one guy that I was talking to, Saul Hadim, he showed me how that share shit on the under notifications works.
Yep.
I didn't even know what that was. I'm also streaming on Twitch if you guys are curious. Because people would be like, Heavenly, when are you gonna stream on Twitch? But so yeah, and she was showing me how all that stuff works. And then even with like, so you can just straight up message people on. You can just straight up message people on Twitch. I mean on YouTube's like share thing, like through your contacts or whatever. I don't know how it adds like YouTube channels, whatever. Like when I did it with this guy Saul Adim, who I guess he's like, he said something. I think he said he's an engineer at YouTube or something like that. Yeah. And so he showed me how to do that. And then so, I was able to
him
send
and
him.
two other guys there.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them or something. But yeah, him. For him, I sent him a video. He did it through AirDrop. So I don't know. Like he said, you can send it to your contacts. But I was trying to ask him, and I don't think he really ever fully explained it. Was like how do I get it to other channels? Like send it to other YouTube channels without it being AirDrop, or maybe it does have to be AirDrop. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Seabass with the follow. What?
Ooh.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm trying to think.
Heavenly Kings podcast.
Yeah. So I think I would say now that I'm finally fully sober. I felt like half of today I was still drunk the whole time.
I believe it.
I've never, like, I don't know if it was combination or one or the other. I don't know if it's like how many shots I took or what it was.
Let me tell you.
I've never been that fucked up before. That was
that's
really
because
you were taking that many either.
You were sipping on Hennessy. That's why. It is a slow creeping, fuzzy feeling. It doesn't hit you. It just stacks. It has a stacking effect.
I definitely never felt like effects immediately. Like it was always feeling like it kicked in later. And and it's funny too because like so having been like this fucked up before. This was like a first time experience for me. So like because I feel like I have a pretty high tolerance just naturally because I have a fast metabolism. So I haven't really had to deal with these types of situations. But like there was like, and I was saying this too, you probably remember. And so for you guys listening, I was talking to Jay about this.
This shit was hilarious.
I don't even know if you know what I'm gonna say, but like I was just saying how like I kept telling Jay that I was like, Jay, we are so fucked up. You can't drive home. And Jay's like, bro, I've only had 2 shots. I'm like, no, Jay.
Jay, I saw you have 8 shots. What are you talking about? I was like, what? When?
You're drinking orange juice. Like, what are you talking about? And I do remember when I was grabbing a cup, I was like, oh, let me get a sip of that. Like, I do remember
this nigga took the drink out of my hand. He was like, that is orange juice. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, yes, it's orange juice. Like, no,
like,
it's
okay,
the
so
thing was he was just like fucked up because Heavenly was taking like.
I remember there were guys telling me like, hey, take a shot with me. I'm like, bro, I just took a shot with you. He's like, take another one. And
then he would be like, okay, and then just proceed to knock it back. I'm like, I'm looking like, what are you doing?
But there was this one, there was this one shot where it was like, he was like, I don't know if you remember this, but because for me it's all kind of a blur, so I'm starting to remember stuff through the course of the day. But like there was this one, like we had just took a shot, and then he's like, let's take another shot. Like 5 seconds later, I'm like, nah. And so I still had the shot, but I set it down. And then when like Etika's like, oh, let's do a second toast or whatever, and then like I was like, wait, hold on, guys, I have a shot. I went and got it. And I shut up. I was like, oh, yeah. So yeah, I do remember doing that, but I wasn't keeping count or anything. But I don't know.
It had to have been at least 6, because that's how many like shots he had called before. Like I had talked to you about it, so it had to have been 6 because you committed to all 6. I committed to 2 and threw them on the floor.
I'm remembering like 3 or 4 for sure. Those are the ones that I remember.
Bro, you were gone.
Hey,
and
what's
then
up, Yuki loves
then you thought it was a good idea to specifically only sip on Red Bull for a while, which was hilarious because I was like, you have to have them at the same time. You can't. Like, there's no rule that says you can't have them separately, but it's like the alcohol's already in there, so it's like if you wanted a chaser, you kind of missed the opportunity. Like,
oh, wait, what were you talking about?
Like that's how basically like you dilute drinks so that way they're not as much alcohol concentration in it. It's like you have the Red Bull.
I wasn't thinking of those things. I was just grab that shit and put it in my mouth.
But he was taking the Red Bull after, which all it really did was hype you up. So there were like points where you were like walking around for no reason, and I was like, what are you doing?
Like there was always a part of me, Jay. There was always a part of me that was like self-aware, like on the inside looking in, like, bro, you are fucked up. He had
drunk. I shit you not, word for word. This is what this nigga came up to me. He's like, Jay, I think I'm gonna have my mom pick us up. I was like, why? Like, do you not feel comfortable driving with me? He's like, Jay, you're fucked up. You've had 8 shots. I was like, Anthony, are you okay? And he just goes,
okay, no, there was one time,
no. I have drunk Byakugan.
Where Jay was like, oh, I only took 1. I was like, I thought it was 2. The numbers are changing on me, so that's when I started trusting him.
When you drink enough, you know what you're gonna do.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. I told him, Deacon, I was like, first of all, I've driven home smashed, like I should not have gotten in the car. And that night was like a 0.2% of that. And so it was like, for him to tell me, no, you've had 8 shots. I was like,
see,
what?
You know when people had enough to drink is when they're trying to talk other people out of driving.
Exactly. That's what it is. And like, what was funny was he was trying to tell me, he's like, no, I got drunk Byakugan. Okay, I know. I'm so fucked up. I know when other niggas are fucked up.
and like, why does Discord do this when I put it on fuck? It never used to do before.
That shit was hilarious, man.
Things. Jesus.
No, okay, no, I'm not updating anything anymore. Okay, yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I'm seeing. No, like I have my monitor displayed on stream and it's like cut off, but I think it's like not displaying the whole thing. But no, I do know. Oh yeah, crop on. That's weird. I do know that like wait, what the fuck? Okay, this is really
drunk
confusing.
Still?
No.
He might.
But like I definitely think I was like
Red Bull
this morning, cause like I was being, I don't know, I was like getting like irritated at people and being like rude to people today. Like I went to get a haircut, but then like they're like, oh, we're done after these 2 because it's a Sunday or whatever, and this guy kept saying close, and like I was like, but like he had like this, like it was like Mexican barbershop, so he had like an accent, so like I couldn't really understand what he was saying, and but I had headphones in my ears, but I turned down the volume, and he was getting all irritated with me, and like in my mind I'm like, fuck this guy, like I can't understand what the fuck he's saying, but then so I was like, okay, well I'm already out the house, so let me stop by a 7-Eleven on the way home, and then I was like, what was it? Oh yeah, so I bought like 2 Arizonas. And then So I bought like 2 Arizonas, and then like
this man was walking around the city drunk.
They charged me. It felt like it, like in hindsight.
He was just walking around like
naturally.
So like,
they know
I'm good.
But then a different guy walked up, and he was trying to check me out for my Arizonas a second time. I'm like, no, I just need a bag. And then the other guy showed up. He's just like, no, the bag is 10 cents. And I'm like, I know, but look on the register. It says $2.10 again. I'm only trying to get the bag. And like,
he didn't pay the first time, Deacon.
No, I paid the first time, okay? Because I had a 20 and I got the change for the 20. So, so yeah. So then, okay, I gave him first I gave him a nickel, and I was like, oh, that's not a dime, my bad. Then I gave him the dime. And
so he gave this nigga 15 cents for a 10-cent bag.
No, I took back the nickel and I gave him the dime. And like, and then I remember I walked out of the 7-Eleven, and then there was like some hobo talking to me, and I was just ignoring him. But like, I was thinking to myself, like, man, everyone's so rude today. Like, and then I was like, wait a second.
The day after a good party, the world just seems a bit.
It's a completely different place. Like,
yeah,
man.
So like,
it was so nice last night.
This shit is
so
hilarious.
what Jay was telling me, he was saying that because of how much I drank, and like it wasn't actually that much time.
He didn't, Deacon. He didn't eat beforehand. Etika didn't have food until like.
I didn't. I ate like some fries and like half a burger.
No,
and this man weighs like 100 and some odd pounds, Deacon. And he's trying to tell me after 2 shots, I'm fucked up. I'm 200 pounds, Deacon. Like, come on. And I'm like, dude, are you okay? Or like, you're flipping your shit right now.
Next time you drink like that, you need to eat a 4-course meal.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, well, and also, I mean, I was full. That's why I didn't finish my food. So I was full of food. I wasn't like,
the screen is all black? Okay, let me take a look.
But like, I remember like, and okay, well, okay, I'm gonna attest this to me being fucked up, Jay, because I remember thinking like, Jay was telling some really shitty jokes, and everybody was laughing at them.
Oh, dude, everybody was laughing.
But we were. I just figured like, and I was saying really stupid shit too, and I just figured, oh, we're all fucked up, so everything's just funny.
It's not that you're fucked up. It's just you want to have a good time.
Nah, but like, we were saying, everyone was just saying stupid shit, and like inside, on the inside, I'm like, none of this is funny, but on the outside, I'm laughing hysterically at all of it. But Jay was too, and that's when I was like, okay, Jay must be just as fucked up as me if he thinks this stuff is funny as well.
I'm the one telling the jokes. I'm the one who gives the laughing cues.
I'm now starting to wonder how many people might not have. I don't even know. Like, since I've learned that I can't tell. Like, when I'm super fucked up, everybody else seems equally as drunk as me, so I can't tell the difference. Because, and I'm wondering how many people were completely sober, and I'm just the only one looking like a dumbass when I'm talking to them. There were some people for sure, though, that I know they were definitely just as drunk, if not more drunk than me. Like that one Asian guy who kept saying, let's take shots together every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, that guy, here's what's funny, is these niggas were drinking like they were stressed out, like they were trying to forget something.
Oh, like they had like more.
Like these niggas was acting like they had problems or some shit, and I'm just like,
they're just there for TWITCHCON. Come on.
Yeah, like you niggas like, are here for a convention. I live this life.
I was like I started talking louder and louder for some reason, and then like we were all screaming at each other from 5 inches away.
That's just what happens in a small dining room where it's just loud, bro. Like that's. It was so funny.
The reason, like, while I was tweeting Jay when I got home, the way I could tell that, like, okay, everybody just seems fucked up to me is because, like, I remember, like, I got in the car with my mom and I was like talking like a mile a minute to my mom in the car all the way home. And I was like, Mom, are you drunk? That doesn't make any sense. You don't drink. Like, I don't know why she just came off drunk to me. And
at 4 o'clock in the morning, driving.
And I was like, showing her. I was like, look at these texts you sent me. You sent typos. Like, were you drunk when you texted me these? Like, you wrote courting, not according. So that's not right.
That's just.
And then,
oh my god.
And then I got home and was watching episodes of The Office on Netflix, and I'm like, everyone in this show is drunk right now. And then that's when I was like, wait, that definitely doesn't make any sense.
Oh my god.
Other people. I just want to point out, you tweeted comma last night.
Yeah, he was tweeting some weird shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I did see that. Like, it was like a period, comma, colon.
Because I was getting tweets about people asking me about you. They were like, "Is Heavenly okay?" Like, I was like, "I don't know. I lost him. He just like disappeared
Actually,
for like 20 minutes.
Like, I was spacing out. I was getting some really suspect ass tweets in my notifications, and I was making sure. And I looked a few times, so I'm pretty sure just a one-way street. I was having like, I was getting some weird shit like people like adding me, and I'm like, what is it? And I think there was a tweet that I posted somewhere and deleted because I saw it said like replying to me. But then when I tried to look at the original tweet, I couldn't look at it, so I must have deleted it, and I can't remember what the tweet was that I deleted. I can't remember, but yeah, there were some suspect-ass responses to that tweet, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is weird. I don't think I tweeted anything ridiculous, though. I actually, you know, and I guess it makes sense why, like, because, like, I was trying to just, not too much, but, like, I was trying to vlog at, like, 5 minutes out of the time we were there, but, like, none of that happened.
Gotta make sure you get Etika in the thumbnail.
I live streamed that. I did that live stream thing because I tried to do a video, and I guess you have to hold down the button. And I was not doing that shit correctly.
That's because Twitter's live just use Periscope. Periscope is what you're supposed to be using.
And the Periscope video like vanished after 6 hours, so I was just like, well.
Or next time you need someone to record.
or you know, you just change the setting.
Like when you have a party like that, you need that one sober person to record everything because I was trying.
It was hilarious because there was like a couple of guys who were like trying to vlog for a cool minute, and then they saw like Etika come up and they were like, hey, and then he like turned around and they were like, oh.
Yeah, like they were
oh man.
Just like you need
my phone was about to die and I just didn't notice. My mom was like, when I got there, like, because she has me on my iPhone, she's like, your phone was at 9% battery. Like, if you were there any longer, you wouldn't even been able to call me or something or whatever.
That would have been funny. That would have been.
But like,
and dude, listening to you try to talk to the Vanessa was fucking hilarious because there was a point where like you stopped. Like, I legit was like trying to listen to the conversation that you two were having. And you were not speaking English for like several words, but kept continuing the conversation like you knew what you were saying. And I was like, this man put soup and dazzle. He was like something soup dazzle, blah blah blah. And I was like, what are you even saying? And then she just looked at me like,
help me.
I don't remember any of that at all, honestly. Like,
this shit was hilarious. And then
I just know that whatever I said, like I just remember I was saying stupid shit. That's all.
Bro, you had fun though. You had fun. I didn't have the heart to tell you at like fucking 1, 2 o'clock that I was ready to go because you seemed like you were having a good time. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like
I think you told me like 2 or 3 times, and I just wasn't processing it. So.
That's because, like I said, I would like brought it up like two or three times, and then I think like an hour later I had like mentioned it to you, and then you just were like, oh okay, whatever, and then you just walked off. I was like, all right, he's having fun, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna take this away from you. Yeah, I can't, because I was prepared to go sit in the car, and then when you were like, yeah, my mom's 5 miles away, I was like, why is your mom coming?
Why am I still here?
Yeah, I was like, what? Why is if your mom's coming to get you, what am I doing here? And then by the time he told me that, I was like, all right, I guess I'll just wait till your mom gets a little bit closer. And then you had said something, you were like, yeah, my mom's getting ready to pull up. And then I was like, all right, I'll see you later. And then I left. And then you called me like 10, 15 minutes later. You were like, hey, where are you? My mom's here to pick us up. I was like, dude, I'm on the freeway. I'm almost home. Like, I dipped, dude. He's like, but you're drunk. He goes, Jay, no, just like, you know, you'll be fine. Like, my mom was coming to pick us up. I was like, dude, I'm already halfway home. Like, what's the issue? Like, you're not swerving, right? No, like, we gotta get off the phone.
I spent this whole day like thinking back to like last night, and like there's a lot of stuff that like parts that I remember saying, and I'm like super embarrassed about it. But then I'm like, but I would have preferred the embarrassment than not doing any of it at all.
Obviously.
So yeah, so I prefer the embarrassment over the and like because in addition to the experience as opposed to just like. Cause yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Deacon, this man was trying to tell me. It was so funny. He was like, yeah, you know, my mom can take us and you can come back and pick up your car. From Beverly Hills, nigga? No. In permit parking area? No. You're good.
I basically, there was at some point, I remember I was in the bathroom and I was looking in the mirror and I saw myself and I'm like, you know what? this is the one time where I get the excuse to just be a complete dumbass. So I'm gonna just commit to it. Yeah, it's like I have no control, so whatever.
It was fun though. I mean, it wasn't like, I've obviously been to like way more like smashed like hardcore fucking parties, but it was cool. This was more like a kickback, like a San Bernardino kickback, Deacon. Like if I could relate that to anything, like when niggas bring out that broken ass hookah with the fucking coals falling off the top. Okay, that was the only thing that was missing from this party. That's exactly what it was like.
You see that like guzzle thing that was like a skull with like a spine on it or something?
Yeah, I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know who brought that. That was a little stupid. There was a lot of stupid stuff going on.
I will say though, as fun as that was, I have no intention, anyways, of, even though I didn't even have the intention then, of getting that drunk ever again. Like that's, I mean, not like intention. Like I mean, if it happens, it's like whatever. But it'll never be my goal. Like that's
party. I'm gonna get smashed. That's not a thing.
That's too much. Like
there's nothing. You know what? There's nothing wrong with it. And I think the worst part was.
I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I just feel like it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
But you had fun though. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I know. It's complicated. It's like looking back, it's just like.
Because you were still like, you were hammered and still trying to be responsible. I was just like, dude, you don't have to like. You're not driving home, so you're fine. And I knew I was driving home, so I'm not gonna drink. Like, and then for you to go and be like, oh yeah, my mom's coming to pick me up, and then you were just still worried, like you were still trying to be responsible and shit. I'm like
I didn't see anywhere, and I was freaking out. I'm like, where's Jay? He's gonna die.
Where's my friend? Has anybody seen him?
That's why I called you. Like, where are you?
Where's my friend?
Like,
he's driving home drunk. Where's my friend? Help.
Yeah, so there was this one part where like I totally forgot I had a jacket that I took off on the couch. Like, oh shit, this is mine. Let me put this on. Like I do.
Yeah, I was when you first took it off. I asked you. I was like, do you want me to put that in the car for you so you don't lose it? And you were like, whatever. And you didn't even say anything. You just walked off. I was like, did this man just shade me in front of people? I'm confused. What the fuck?
God. The fact that there's just like gaps in my memory.
Dude, low key, it seemed like you arrived and you were already tipsy. I was like, oh, what is this man doing? What is going on? Are you okay? Like, but it was like, it was pretty cool.
I remember Vanessa was like, oh yeah, I do this thing where like I pretend like I'm gonna take a shot, but then I don't. I'm like, oh yeah, and then she would do that, and then but I would take it anyways.
And then that's what I'm saying. Like there were several times where you physically like where she was just like, oh here, and you took her drink and drank it, and I was like, what? Yeah, and I was like, dude, I think she just told you to hold it for a second. I don't think she told you to drink it, and it happened twice. It happened twice. And it was so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, like, I don't need to be doing that.
Dude, it was funny because then there was a time where I was trying to tell you, I was like, oh yeah, just go like subtly talk to her and like text her right in front of you. And then that was before you had told me that you had talked to her and she said she had a boyfriend or whatever.
That was actually Jay's fault too. I remember that, yeah, because before, like, I wasn't even, like, paying attention to her like that, but then Jay started saying shit and putting ideas in my head, and then I'm just like...
And then she just got slowly, she just got more attractive. I was like, listen, I can't... I'm good, but my buddy Anthony here, and then he was just like, he came on way too strong at one point. Like, you walked up to her and like put your arm over her, and I said, whoa, buddy, don't do that. Don't do that. What are you doing?
You can't say stuff that's even like subtle to me, like when I'm that fucked up, because then I'll turn it to like 11.
Dude, it was so funny because he walked up and he was like, hey, Vanessa, and then like put his arm around her, and I was like, what are you doing?
That kind of party, Heavenly. That kind of party.
I remember Jason. He's like, take a lap and come back or something.
I was telling him, I was like, listen, just continue the conversation with her subtly, but don't make it seem like it's too hardcore. Take a lap, take 2 minutes, walk around a little bit, talk to some people, and then come back. And he was like, that's a good idea. I'm a little fucked up, but that's a good idea. And then he literally walks out of the room that we were in, turns around, and comes back. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
not even a minute.
That wasn't even 35 seconds. Like, oh man.
What the fuck?
And there was like parts where I just kept sitting down and like I was having snacks and she just kept coming over to me because I think she was trying to like either run away from something. I don't know if it was you or from somebody else, but like she just kept coming to sit next to me and I'm like, I'm not comfortable. Like, no.
I don't remember honestly even talking to her that much. That's why I was like, in hindsight, I'm just like how you saying like how strong I was coming out. I was like, that didn't make any sense. I didn't even talk to her that often. I probably spent most of the time I remember I spent most of the time I was like talking to like a bunch of people, like those people that worked for YouTube at like that table about.
Oh yeah, we sat there for a while because we were there.
Yeah,
we were there for
I went
a
back
while.
And forth from there and stuff. So. Then again, we were there for hours, and I have like a recollection of like 30 minutes worth of stuff that I did. So
yeah, and then Etika actually left. Him and like 12 other people left for like 2 hours.
Or something.
Yeah, they went to In-N-Out and they were gone for 2 hours. So
and then I remember he got back and I was like, bro, you left, and we got all fucked up, and now you're all sober ass looking over here, and we all look like idiots. Really, it's just me.
I think the highlight to my night is when he asked me about my YouTube channel and to follow me on Twitter, and I was like, I didn't come here for all that. He was like, okay, I respect that. And like, I was like, yeah, I don't want to make it seem like I'm a dick writer or whatever. And he goes, hold on, let me go grab somebody for you to meet real quick. And then he like leaves. I'm just standing there like looking around. I'm like, yeah, I was talking to Etika, you know, he's gonna come right back. Never came back. And I was just like, did I just get stood up by a fucking YouTuber?
You know, he did that a lot. He just like he's like I forget. I would say something to him. He's like, oh, we'll do that later, and then he'll just walk off, and I'm like, yeah, later, and then like, yeah, and just be gone forever, like for hours, or whatever.
Yeah, it was cool.
Right then, it's not happening.
Yeah, and there was like multiple times where it was just like, Deacon, let me tell you right now, bro.
No, I'm
fucking hilarious, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Funny as fuck, dude. Because the fact that there was probably what, 9, maybe 10, 11 people in this room, and I was just the only one talking, and it was just like fucking laughter. And I knew it was like genuine laughter because it was like after the first 3 shots we had taken of Hennessy, like as a group. So I'm like, I haven't sipped any alcohol, and these are sober jokes, and people are laughing at them. Interesting, very interesting.
Well, I'm not trying to get like that because like as funny as it was in retrospect, I'm not trying to walk around just saying dumb shit to people. Like,
nah, dude, like, you were fun. Like that's
sounds funny.
Yeah, he was having a ball, Deacon. Like you could have swore this man.
It's funny to think back on, but like it's also like cringe at the same time.
You could have swore he was. Yeah, but it's not. It's only cringe when people tell you about it the next day, and you're like, I did that. But I mean, in hindsight, you're having fun. Who fucking cares? Like if it was me getting smashed, bro, I would have been like all over the fucking place.
When you drunk, you can't look back on it. You just gotta live in the moment.
Exactly.
I just feel like, and I guess this is probably a thing, because like I've never, and I also, you know how like you kind of think of your perspective differently than other people's perspective, like because when I'm somewhere and like everybody is fucked up and shit, like I don't even really think about it that much like after that day, and I kind of just hey, shout out to Bloody for donating. I just look at it as like that. It's kind of like that whole thing, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas type thing. It's just like, you know, like obviously
oh shit, Deacon, wait till we take him to the Vegas party. Oh man, it's about to be lit. I would only act this way in like this particular type of situation and no other situation. So hey man, listen, like, your boy's just happy that you had a good time. I could see that you had a good time. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. There were several opportune moments though where I was just like, yeah, you need to go talk to Vanessa because she keeps trying to hold conversations with me, and you were just like, yeah, you're right. She's feeling
there was like, I feel like there were a lot of instances where like
can't wait for the videos to come out.
People were trying to offer me
that's the thing, Deacon, is nobody was filming. Like there was a couple of times where it was like Etika was like giving a speech or whatever, and it's like, okay, it's acceptable then. Like I understand, but other than that, it was like, nah, nobody had phones out, nobody had cameras out. Without asking,
I didn't feel like I couldn't. I just didn't. It just wasn't on my mind.
Yeah, you know? I think it was probably a mutual respect thing. Like,
your thing to do.
Yeah.
But I remember several instances where people were trying to get me to like take another shot, and I was saying no. I remember doing that a lot, but I don't know.
Don't say it like that.
There's probably like a good 8 or 9 times where you said no.
You said it like you were molested. I was saying no, and they just
Exactly.
I do remember I got to the point where like I just stopped though. I do remember that, but like it was already, I was so far gone.
Yeah,
was,
that's
like,
because I was talking to you. I was like, no, we don't. No, we're not.
But like,
neither of us. I was like, at that point, I was telling people, I was like, no, I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to take shots if I don't want to. And Etika was like, all right. And then
I was already in the. I think I do remember you saying that. I was already in like the state, so I'm just like the effect is done. There's no reason to touch anymore. So like.
And I kept,
yeah,
I just kept watching you, and I was just like, all right, he seems okay, like.
Yeah.
Because there was, I don't know what point it was where I started to worry. Was when you were wandering off, and I was like, all right, he's out of my vision. I can't see where he is. Yeah, because there were like these like short ass stairs, Deacon, that I was tripping over sober. So I was like, I don't think he's gonna trip over this, but like, yeah, the stairs going into the living room. So like when we walked in through the front door, and you like took a right into the living room, there were stairs right there.
I definitely wasn't like. I definitely never fell or tripped on anything. That's
what I was saying. Was like he hasn't tripped over it yet, but let me pay attention just in case. So
he's gonna fall down and throw up and drown.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I was just like, I don't want my nigga to die at this party because nobody knows how to turn him on his side. Like because nobody knows how to turn him on his side and tell him to stick out his tongue. Like
kick him, stick a wallet in his mouth.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh look, Heavenly Controller's dying. Huh? Get your cameras. Like.
It was funny how like
it's my nigga right there. Like
this doesn't really happen often. It was funny how certain people would recognize me by it. He's like, "Oh, you're a thick boy." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah.
Thick boy. And then there's this one guy who was like, "Oh, you did the Black Clover live reaction." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck that anime."
That's funny.
Like, so just random instances like that.
I commend you guys for being able to stop drinking because at a party, if they're giving drinks, I don't say no.
Yeah, especially when you're like influenced by people around you who are like other influencers. You know, it's like
14 cents.
It's like
it's hard to say no.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, you know, everybody's like a YouTuber or whatever. Everybody's got clout and blah 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 blah. I kept telling niggas, I was like, yeah, I'm only here because my nigga Heavenly has clout. And he was like, who's him? I was like, yeah, that nigga over there. Yeah, the scrawny one. Yeah, he got 100,000 subs.
I saw Jay pointing to me a lot.
Yeah, because people were asking me, they were just like, oh, so what do you do? Are you a streamer, a YouTuber? I was like, no, I'm only here because I got here because of that guy. Yeah, and even Etika, he's just like, so you're a YouTuber? I was like, yeah, but I ride that guy's coattails. Like,
yeah, and I only got there because Afro sent me the address. He texted it to me. So.
That
yeah,
shit
he was
funny.
like, cause like I was trying to get the address from him for like an hour, and then like and Rencho remembers because I was here with him playing Overwatch last night, and like and he was, I guess he was like maybe planning on going or something, and he wasn't sure if he could just give me the address. He was like like the guy he asked if I could go, he was like he never responded to him, whatever. And then like, just give me the address. I'm like, I'm just gonna like I doubt they would care, and whatever. I'll show up, and it's like that's why with Jay I was just like, well, I'm gonna go get a 12 case of beer. You don't deny a guy who shows up with beer.
Oh yeah, you bring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I showed up with the box of Corona extras, and I was just like,
and they opened the door right up. And not only that, Deacon, there were some people there with like less clout than me. Like I was holding a conversation with some of these people, and I'm just like, so how do you guys know Etika or whatever? And like I kept asking people that because I wanted to know. Like I wanted to like know, you know, what did people do? Yeah, like what did you do to get in? What do you do as your content? Like, are you a streamer? Are you a this, that, the other thing? Did you go to TwitchCon? Everybody in that room went to TwitchCon. Everybody had a badge, and then there were some people. I went
to TwitchCon. I didn't bring the badge with me though.
Yeah, there were some people with like less followers than me that somehow got into that party, and I was
like everybody there had like except for maybe a few people. Like I was expecting people. Like, yeah, I got a couple 100,000 Twitch followers or users. No, they'd be like, I have 20,000 subs or something.
37
like that.
Subs.
Yeah, I have 100 Twitch followers. I'm like, oh, and in my head I'm like, that's it. Like,
yeah,
is there a separate room for people that actually have a
And then there were some people who like I didn't even ask, but then like when I saw them on Twitter, I was like, oh, this guy had like millions of subs. I just never even bothered. Like,
yeah, there was a couple of people in there, and like, I mean, it was dope. It wasn't really anything like wild or anything. Like I'm sure, yeah, because I was talking to Etika and he was like, yeah, I was trying to get everybody into the Queen Mary party, but they weren't gonna let me and 20 other people in. They said only 2.
Queen Mary party, because it was like trending on Twitter and like there was a legit mile-long line to get in. But like that was like hours after it started though. So you figure, yeah, I feel like if you, I don't know, I guess. I feel like people should know by now, like when you gotta get into like a Twitch party or whatever, like you have to expect that it's gonna be crowded. And you
unless you got clout and you can slip in, you know. Like,
it's like those people who are saying, like, you know, when you have a party that everyone's invited to, it's kind of like you have to expect it. Like I remember, like, oh Jay, let me tell you about the first day at TwitchCon. Like there was a honestly, and now this is my opinion. The con itself was trash. Like because when I would go to Anime Expo, and like they had a bunch of stuff, like I was willing to throw my money at people. And when I went to Anime Expo, there was basically every booth was buying something. And at TwitchCon, most of the stuff, like they had a few things, but most of it was just like stages where people were having interviews or playing, you know, PUBG, whatever. How you
oh my god, yeah, they had the tournament
H1Z1 stage or something. And then like they had like booths where you could play games, you know, like Warframe and stuff like that.
There were actually people like streamers who were streaming while at TwitchCon, and I don't mean like with their phones or anything.
The connection was terrible. The connection was so bad.
It's like, what did you come here to play video games for? Like, what?
That's weird.
I was so concerned.
That honestly kind of also ruined the experience for me. Like whether it be there was a bunch of Wi-Fi signals to connect to, or I would be connected, or I would connect to data and have full bars and just get no connection at all. I'd just be refreshing the page like hella long ass time.
Let me call you right back in.
I did run into Rice Gum in the expo hall though. I think I have a picture on my phone. Hold on.
Yeah, you posted it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I want to play devil's
advocate. Oh yeah, and that freaking his bodyguards were insane. So like I was walking by and I saw, you know, this which he's actually pretty tall. I don't know why. I just thought he would be shorter than that. Like he was like,
because he's Asian.
And I saw just like this Asian guy with like a camo like hoodie, white hoodie or whatever. I'm like, is that Rice Gum? I was like, oh shit. And then I was like scrambling to like whip out my phone or whatever. And then I just went to like, you know, get his attention, tap him on the shoulder. And some white guy's like, whoa! Like he went and smacked. I was like, what damn nigga, what the fuck, who are you? And he's like, don't touch. I'm like, I just want to talk to him. He's like, walk alongside and get his attention. Then I'm like, okay, damn. He acted like I was trying to attack him. Like I was just like reaching to tap him to get his attention. I'm like, this guy is security guard. He must have like told them like, someone's out here trying to murder my ass. Like these guys are acting like he was Lady Gaga or some shit. They were going crazy. Like,
so, you know what's funny?
I feel like even like a normal celebrity, like their bodyguards aren't that aggressive unless they're super big. Like nigga, you ain't Kim Kardashian.
He feels like he's a target, bro. Like people are gonna come after him, and it's just like you realize you're beefing with YouTubers, not fucking Death Row Records. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that was interesting.
I mean, unless he is beefing with Death Row Records, and I don't know.
Yeah, like he had like 3 bodyguards, like all surrounding him, like he was the fucking Wizard Kelly or some shit. And then
I'm just seeing in the chat, LOL, you're the thick boy.
And then after I took the picture with him, he's like, oh no, I don't want. I was like, oh, can I get you my vlog or whatever? I gotta record. He's like, no, I don't want you to record me. But I mean, by the time he said that, I already recorded like 5 seconds or whatever. So, so then yeah, I just took a picture, and then after that, his bodyguards were like, all right, just keep walking. I'm like, it's not that serious. You act like you smuggling drugs across the fucking Mexican border or something.
I mean,
like,
bro, he is. That's right.
So serious. Like, watch. Hold on. Let me post a picture for the stream to see. Like the guy in the back. Like he was like, I think somebody said on Twitter, it was like he was trying to flash step or something. Like, and then even like it was funny. Like I said, like we started to look at this picture more closely. There was even like this other guy who saw me taking the picture in the back, and he was just like, oh. Like almost he realized like, oh, that's Rice Gum. Like the only thing that I bought was my Bob Ross shirt that I was wearing yesterday, which is an amazing shirt. He's like, oh, there's no such thing as mistakes, just happy accidents. I love that. I love that shirt. I'm glad. And that's the one thing. And I was almost not even able to get the shirt get the shirt because I was paying with card because I didn't have cash on me at the time, and and like they were gonna do the swipe thing through the phone, and like the chick who was at the stand or whatever, she couldn't connect to the she can connect to the fucking like internet to check it out. But like after like 5 minutes, she did manage to get connected, whatever. So, but yeah, but I mean, I saw some stuff like I saw like they were selling like kind of like those like fan art posters or whatever, or something like that. There were a few things, but and also like it was just dark as hell in there. Like
people don't want to look at each other.
Like especially I know all these people that they're probably insecure and they live at home and shit. But but like look at this picture. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to blow it up as much as possible. There's like this is his bodyguard right here. This man, look at this man is on that fucking Ultra Instinct over here, and then you got this other guy who's like in the back and he's like looking like he's figuring out. He's like nani, like he's figuring out. But yeah, he was just walking around. Really, he was walking really slow, just chilling. Yeah, there you go, Arrow. He was just chilling, like.
I just want to play.
He still managed to cut out the guy in the back. What is going on?
TWITCHCON is this is only its second year.
Second year, what?
This is the only like the second time they've done this convention. Just to play them.
That's crazy.
Because I'm like, why like I don't know. I feel like.
So where was it last year, like, Deacon?
It was in oh fuck, it was like Washington, I think. Let me look it up.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't remember there being a convention in Long Beach last year. Like,
yeah,
right
there
down
wasn't.
The street. I didn't remember that, so I thought I was like, man, what was I doing where I just didn't?
I think that's why it was surprisingly more lit. Like for me, like it was on my radar because it was in the city that I live in. So it's like, that was cool.
This is its third year. Last year it was San Diego.
Last year was San Diego. Oh, okay, that
man. So yeah, so I tried to like get into the Blizzard party. That one was invite only. Like you had to have an email and show.
You wouldn't bring Corona to that one.
And there was like a midget bodyguard, but he was intimidating as fuck. He was just like, no, you can't.
He was like pressing on your thigh. He was like, no, buddy, you can't get in here.
I know. I'm like,
no.
like the thing about like I feel like at first first thought when I was walking up, I was like, how does a midget bodyguard work? I mean, he was still jacked as fuck, you know, despite his size or whatever. But then I thought about it. Once he was like right up in my face and like looking up at me, I'm like, this man is eye level with. This man was eye level with my ball sack, so if he goes for anything, that's the first thing he's going for. And then I understood. I'm like, it's like now it's like he has a closer like range, like more limbs can access that area. So it was just like,
and it would take Heavenly a lot more time to react if this man moved.
Yeah,
like
it's like in Overwatch when you're like shooting a Roadhog as opposed to a Tracer. That bitch is small as fuck, so it's gonna be harder to take her out, and she's just gonna be zipping all over the place. Those are like midgets. Like it's like you can't. How do you even begin to approach that, right?
Down, he's crawling through your legs.
Yeah, all of his sensitive areas is
biting on your ankles,
on top like a shield. So, and then there's this one guy. I almost got hit by a car, like super close too. So it's a good thing that I'm like super aware when crossing streets, because like there's this street like right around the corner from my house where like it's coming right off the freeway and there's a turn, and the way it's set up is that as you're crossing, the cars that are going straight that are next to the car making the turn, you can't see somebody coming. And so since you don't have to wait for a light to make that turn, cars will just be flying going like 40 miles coming off the freeway and then just try to just whip around the corner. So I'm always, but luckily that doesn't happen so much anymore because they install like a bike lane where like they actually install like these like blocks where like a car can't get in, like these like permanent cones for bikes, which I don't know why they did that. So now they can't turn as easily, which one day I did see a car just straight up drive down, like it managed to fit between the bike lane and the cones. It was like a compact car, and it just drove down that shit to like bypass traffic. And like you can hear it driving over on all the reflectors on the street. You just hear, I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Kendrick said Peter Dinklage himself was guarding that party.
Yeah, man. So whenever I cross the street, I'm always like super paranoid and looking around. And sure enough, I'm like, this car is not slowing down. And you know, all the other cars were stopped, and I'm like, did the lights turn green? No, it was red. And this is white guy, he comes over, like he's flying. I stopped, and then he like, and so where he eventually ended up stopping, I would have, if I kept walking, he would have dead ass hit me. So like, and
hey bro, like, collect that money, shit.
Like his side view mirror was like brushing up against my shirt or whatever, and he's like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And he's like, oh, fucking nigger, no. I'm like, okay. And then he drove off. I'm like, all right, whatever, and I kept going. So
that's fine.
But yeah, there was a lot of interesting things, like my Uber driver who here's his card. He's a rapper / actor who said, oh yeah, he gave me this card. He's like, oh yeah, I'll pay you to help me set up my YouTube channel or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, but really I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. But
I fucking hate people.
Yeah.
just fucking hate people so
Good
much,
times,
dude.
good times. So yeah, the signal at TwitchCon was garbage.
Maybe next year I'll have enough.
I paid for some $16 hot wings off of a food truck where like the sauce was like all flying off.
So let me ask you: would you, judging by how lit it was this year, let's say you know it was Long Beach again next year, would you go?
Yeah, I would go, and I feel like, see, in my mind, since I paid for all 3 days, but only went the first day, because once I was there one day, I'm like, I don't need to do this again. Like if I, in hindsight, like in retrospect, which doesn't really matter, because like, you know, you have to experience something firsthand to even know, but I wouldn't go, I wouldn't have paid for all 3 days, this year, but like, I feel like a year from now, the ticket, if I can't even just, which I don't know how most other people did it, if I can't even just get in free or whatever, I feel like the ticket, because I didn't really feel like the ticket cost that much for me now, so I feel like a year from now, it definitely won't really cost that much for me. So, and by then, I'm just, you know, future projecting.
Unless, God willing, you lose your channel again. That would be...
I mean,
honestly, would be lit like Christmas.
Like, I feel like I'm kind of just, it doesn't even make a difference, because as you see, when I do lose the channel and start over,
you bitch.
I bounce back pretty quickly. So, I mean, like, I feel like now, I've experienced enough of these situations to where I am prepared to approach any situation if that happens. But like, I feel like that, like the stuff that I dealt with my channel a couple of months ago was like the last real wave, because like I was saying, all those videos that got taken down and got my channel taken down were all old videos. They were like a year, 2 years old, because I think that I was a little bit more unfiltered back then. You know, I was just straight up watching hentai on my channel and stuff. So, which ironically, those were none of the videos that were even affected. But man. Like, and I mean, the videos that were affected didn't even earn those that stuff that it got, like the podcast episode that was just us talking and playing Overwatch that got taken down, which didn't make any sense. So it was all false flagging, because all those videos got restored.
Thanks, Alex.
So yeah, so like all those videos were old. There were none of them recently, because, you know, as I've started to be on YouTube longer, I've started to like figure out how things work and get with the program, and and start to find ways to work around a lot of things. So at this point in time, like I basically, like, because I feel like you're a bit more desperate to do more outlandish things when you have a smaller channel, but now where I'm in a position where I don't really need to do that, I can make pretty more traditional content and not have to really worry about that kind of stuff. So if I ever got a sort of community guidelines situation now, it would have to be like something completely utterly bullshit. And I don't know, I feel like a year from now, I like, even if I do lose my channel, which this is like a ridiculous scenario, because this is never going to happen, but if I did, I feel like I would be able to get, if I was able to get it back twice already, I feel like as I get bigger, it'll be even easier to get it back. So, but I feel like next year I would probably maybe know more people that are going, and do more things. But it's mainly, I feel like it's mainly just like the party stuff, like the after parties that are more lit than the actual con itself.
What's up, Zen?
And maybe you would buy a 3-day pass, because like, for example, I'm pretty sure for the Queen Mary party, you needed a 3-day pass to get in. So even if you weren't, even if it wasn't on the day that, like for example, the Queen Mary party was on Saturday, even if you had a Saturday pass, they said that you needed a 3-day pass to even get into that party. So, but from the sounds of it though, the Queen Mary party, even if you got in, was whack, because like listening to people talk about it, like I saw people saying, got to the Queen Mary party, took a selfie and left, or like some people were like, I don't know if this was an official tweet from the Queen Mary's like people, or if this is just, but they're like, oh, you know, for our policy or whatever, please no recording or live streaming at this event or something. And I saw tweets like, oh yeah, and also like I think it was like Anthony Milanakis or whatever that guy's name is.
Oh,
he tweeted
yeah.
out, also, he tweeted out, or is it Andy? I don't know. His name.
Andy.
He tweeted out, oh, and also, guys, remember, no eye contact. And then someone else tweeted like, oh yeah, also no speaking or breathing. Like, so people were just joking about it. They made it sound like it was like, I don't know, it was weird. So, but I didn't really have any intentions of going that one anyways. But I mean, hey, shout out to these people who can go and hop to like 8 of these parties, because after like 2 or 3, I would just be out of it. Like,
yeah, if you were knocking back shots the way you were.
I mean, like, see, that's what I was saying. I was like, whatever the fuck Etika got at his shit because like I was taking like shots and drinking stuff at like this there's this like Red Bull party on Friday, and I didn't get anywhere remotely even close to where I was yesterday. So that's why I was like, what the fuck, like, you know. And I can't even like say how many I took yesterday because I don't even remember. But like on Friday, like I don't feel like it didn't feel like it was that much of a different situation. But like I wasn't really affected at all. So I thought that was weird.
That's the power of Hennessy. Anything can happen.
I guess so.
So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I you know what? I hope next year I'm making more money on my channel, and you know, your boy,
yeah, man, like I was telling you, bro,
clout.
you just
That
need
would
to
be
find
great.
a niche, you know.
Oh, everybody getting exploited now. Yeah, everybody getting exploited.
And then transition over afterwards. Yeah. So
yeah,
I've already got the program. I'm like, I just gotta make these Naruto Dragon Ball videos, and then 5 years from now, I'll be making one of those a week or whatever. What size shoe do I wear? Let me see. Hold up.
That's a very interesting question. It's a very interesting question.
Some new shoes for his birthday.
It kind
Yeah.
of varies. So this is an 11.5 right here. This shoe, but you know, shoe sizes vary. Like this one's a size 12. So I guess I'm a size 12 on average. So, yeah.
It was weird,
Yeah,
man. I wasn't expecting none of that stuff to happen at all. And then everybody was just like, I don't know, man. Between the party, I probably wouldn't want to go to TwitchCon, only because it's like I wouldn't get anything out of it. I wouldn't see any type of enjoyment, and I don't get any type of
I don't feel like I feel like when you go
stuff at
to something like
cons.
that, I don't know.
So-
I feel like with maybe Anime Expo, but then even Anime Expo, like I felt like I remember at Anime Expo, I was like looking at the events that they hosted and stuff, and I don't really care for most of them. I feel like when you go to one of those things, it's more for like the people who will be there than like, which I always go from that from like a content creator's perspective or whatnot. So as a normal, just like a fan that likes to go to cons, unless like maybe you're someone who likes to cosplay a lot, and that's an excuse for you to cosplay, maybe that's the thing. But if you're just going as just like a fan of like Twitch or anime to just cons, I can't even attest to that because I don't know. All right, see a rugged.
Oh,
Tacoma,
so that's who I met. Yo, I didn't even know this guy. It was one of the wild white guys who was at Etika's party. That was Roger's base, and I kept asking him what he did, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I do Nintendo stuff." I was like, "No, but like, what do you do?" I didn't even know who the fuck he was. Like,
I feel like there were a lot of people that like I talked to that
he was kind of an asshole though.
They were like, I feel like there were a lot of people that I talked to where I was like, "Hey, wasn't this person at the party? Did I talk to that person? I don't even remember." Like, so because I just felt like I was at some point I was just walking up and just talking to all kinds of strangers. So.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole point. It was pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I had enough of the 80 fucking 20 girl to guy ratio. That was a little annoying. So whatever.
I don't really that was really weird because like I was kind of low key like sleepy before I even left. So like it's kind of weird that like I honestly was intending on like not really doing that much, just like kind of chill for the most part. But
I'm like looking at pictures of all these people that were there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I did see this person, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm trying to find one person in particular whose Instagram I can't seem to find for some fucking reason, because he was like, yeah, we're working on a comedy show, hit me up, and I totally forgot what the nigga's name was. So you know, that would help.
There's
if I
that
could
one
find
guy I
that
remember
shit.
I subscribed to that you said I wouldn't watch any of his videos, but I actually did watch one of his videos. It's pretty good. He like makes like music videos or something, and then he streams. I don't even remember what his name was. Hold on, let me find his YouTube channel name. His YouTube channel. Be my history. I like how YouTube, because like I was talking to this guy who was like, he said he was an engineer on YouTube. He showed me how like the share thing works. Like, because you know you hit your notifications, there's a share tab, and I guess you could send videos to people, and then after you send them a video or you've connected with them with your contacts, you can just like message them on YouTube or whatever. But so yeah, so now when you go in your library, there's like this recent tab that shows you all the videos that you watch. Because I'm glad they had that, because I hated like having to click on like my history tab to go look at this stuff all the time. So
right, that's interesting. That's interesting.
American Vandal. That was a surprisingly really good.
But you know the it was pretty cool, man. I don't think I don't know. For me to describe this Etika party, it wasn't too hardcore. It wasn't
Jay
too
Kraken
like.
was his YouTube channel name. I don't remember what his real name was. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was talking about this Etika party again. because it wasn't too wild, but it was like watching one of his streams, but in person. This man is definitely he's a lot more lit than I would have thought.
I don't honestly even remember him being there most of the time from my memory, like, honestly.
Yeah, because he was gone for 2.5 hours of the 5 hours that we were there. So, you know, his ass went to go get a burger. Which is to be expected when you go to In-N-Out. That's just like, you might as well cancel your whole afternoon.
I guess when they went to In-N-Out, they were just getting themselves food. I don't know why in my head I thought they were bringing everybody In-N-Out or something.
Because I just assume YouTubers got YouTube money, so I assume they're bringing back everything and catering the party after that, because that pizza was gone the second that shit showed up.
They did bring in at one point like 8 stacks of pizza, though. Yeah.
That shit was gone in less than 10 minutes, fam. I had one good piece. I was like, let me grab this pineapple.
There was like one on the top. It was like cheese, and I ate like one slice of that, and I was like, okay, let me go back to see if there's like different flavors beneath it, and all the boxes were gone. I'm like, well, and didn't really think of it that much.
Yeah, so you know, and then of course nobody knew how to. I had to be like first to get in there and grab my slice, because I was like, everybody got dirty ass hands, so let me just dive in first, grab my 2 slices.
Yeah, no, they were definitely like. So this is how I kind of don't like feel so bad, because there were definitely people that were more fucked up than me. There's this one guy. He thought it was so funny. He was like, I guess he was trying to hook up like. When they were like playing music in the living room, whatever, and he was trying to hook it up with like a headphone jack. He was just like, dude, I went to get a headphone jack, but these are the wrong ones. And he thought it was so funny. I was like, yeah, and I guess I thought it was funny too, because I was laughing at it too.
Hey man,
and
niggas was tossed.
I was just laughing at everything. I was laughing at all the stupid shit that wasn't funny.
Man, I was just mad that we left when the black people were showing up, and I was just like, oh.
I know, that is
true. It was about to turn up.
When I was leaving there. I didn't remember like when I was stepping out, like 3 black guys were walking in.
Yeah, it was actually it was 5 of them, because 2 of them had came in before we were leaving, and then I was like, well, it was nice being the number 2 coon in the room, so you know, I'm not tripping, I guess. So whatever. Would I do it again? Maybe not really, sort of. I don't know.
And then like the weirdest thing is like I guess you did the same thing. I only slept for like 4 hours or something.
Yeah.
And then. And I woke up at like even my dad was like, I thought you wouldn't wake up till like 4 in the morning. Like I woke up at like, because I think the last time I remember checking the clock when I was awake, it was like 5 o'clock or something.
Yep.
And when I woke up, it was like I remember when I like left my room, it was like 10 o'clock or something. Which, you know, when you wake up, you don't leave your room right away. Like I was probably in my room just like looking at my phone and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then like 10 o'clock I left my room, and I haven't been tired all day since. I mean, I've been laying in my bed just because I felt like queasy and just like lethargic in general, but I haven't been sleep though. Except when I left the house. And the moment I left the house, I regretted it. It was hot as fuck outside. It was like 92
degrees.
I
didn't leave because I knew it was gonna be hot.
So the moment I walked outside, I was like, what the hell? And I was trying to like the sun was in like the perfect spot where like because my neighborhood, there's a lot of trees, but like the way that the sun was set up, there was just no shade, and I was just walking with the sun beating on me. And so you can imagine how pissed I was when I got to the barbershop and they were closed. Fuck, like I knew, like, because I figured, you know, because when I got there, it was late, so like I know that like, you know, most places close early or aren't open on Sundays, but I remembered I got a haircut there on a Sunday before, so I figured whatever, and and that's how I knew like I was like still kind of like affected from last night, because I didn't even really, I could have called and asked or checked. I didn't even really think about it. I just like. Next thing I remember, I was already out the house and walking down the street in the fucking hot ass sun and shit. So,
yeah. It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn shame. I knew it was over as soon as, like, cause when I got up, I wasn't. But then again, I have very short recovery time, so I'm usually pretty good. I got up, said hello to my mom, made some breakfast, came back in the room, sat down, started watching shows and shit, and was going in and out of chats talking to people. So, I mean, it was like nothing happened to my day. But then again, I wasn't really like drinking like that, so you know.
I forgot I was uploading a video. Yeah, I did. I did a lot of like, oh, I'm gonna go, like I'm gonna make a video, or I'm gonna go eat something, but then I would go to the bathroom, like I was telling you, and try to take a shit, and then nothing would come out, and then I'd come back in my room, and then I would watch an episode of The Office, and that happened for several hours.
You were constipated. That's what it was.
Whatever.
You just had mad constipation, bro.
Wait, when did... Oh, the description. I was like, when did tags allow 5,000 characters? That's the description.
But that's cool. You know, I had a good time. It was dope. I would have liked to see a lot more people and just to like socialize, but I mean, I guess the people that were there were like, you know, they were all pretty cool. They were all pretty chill people. It was nobody like outlandish or anything. That was just like, whoa, you're a weirdo type thing. So, you know, it was cool. It was chill. It was chill. I wouldn't mind doing it again, but I definitely want to go next time with a full tank of gas and have eaten more food beforehand. So, you know, yeah, that would have been a opportunistic thing. So,
but yeah, and the whole thing between the parties I went to and just the expo itself, and I remember thinking this on the first day because I remember I was kind of walking around and kind of not really knowing what to do, and then I knew that and this was the same with the Anime Expo. I'm like, this is my first time, so like this is like kind of like the case in the joint. This is the like this is like the survey day, like year or whatever. Like, you know, every first time you go to a con, you're mainly just kind of figuring out what the situation is, like where everything is, what you would want to do in which places. Because like for Anime Expo, for example, when I went the first year, the second year, I had it down. I knew like what kind of stuff I would be looking for, and which locations they would be at, and I knew where to go for all that stuff. So that's how I see it too. Like I mean, unless you just end up not liking it, but I feel like you should always give it the benefit of the doubt. Always consider that you're not gonna really have the greatest, like you're not gonna make the most out of your first visit anywhere because you just don't know what to look out for. Or what you're doing.
When I showed up, I was like, let me go ahead and look for the food, and let me look for the bathroom. I'm Gucci.
But like, I don't know. I guess yeah. If I go to TwitchCon again next year, I'll probably still get the 3-day pass again. It probably won't be that big of a deal.
For you, nigga.
Yeah, I'll definitely eat before I go because like I had to resort to eating those expensive ass food truck food because my stomach was like grumbling because I was so hungry.
Hey,
also,
man,
it didn't make any sense that
pack
like
a sandwich.
like everything was so spread out. Like there was like this, and I don't know, maybe they connected on the inside. I never bothered to check. But like there was like the expo hall, and then there's this other hall which I didn't even look at. I don't even know what was in there. But like, and there was like there was like a half a mile walk between the two. Like there were two separate buildings, and that was weird and annoying. And the other thing, because like when I was at like Anime Expo, which I ended up like this year getting the whatchamacallit, the press pass, which allowed me to go to a lot of places. But like I feel like more so when I was at Anime Expo, I was just like, man, you know, I want to have more access to stuff. But at TwitchCon, like all they really had was just like the partner lounge, which there wasn't really anything in there. So other than that, I don't really feel like,
which I could understand though. You know, it's only second, third year or whatever the Deacon was saying. So you know, it's not a whole lot to
really
develop.
Feel like being a partner was like that much more of a like bonus, I guess. Which also there were a lot of partners. Like when I was like at Anime Expo, I was the only one with a press pass except for like William Haynes or something, like IGN employees. But I didn't see anybody else with it. Like even Afro, he didn't get one. He just bought a regular ticket. So, but at Twitch, like I feel like every third person was a partner. I'm like, geez, there's a lot of Twitch partners. And there was this situation where like a lot of people would walk by, and I would recognize them like to a degree, but I didn't like watch their videos or know their names. So I would kind of give them like a weird glance where I would like they would never notice. Like, but I would always be like just kind of looking at them for a second, like, I know this person from somewhere, but right. I can't even begin to try to tell you who they were because I have no idea like what their names are or whatever. I just know that they're YouTubers, people I see on YouTube, whatever. I would definitely recognize them if I saw them. But I have their mental image in my head. There was this one girl that I saw who's works for Philip DeFranco. Like she's always in all of his vlogs. And but once again, I don't know any of their names either. So, and she like walked right past me, and I was looking at her, and I was like, okay, but I don't know her name or anything. So
which one was it?
Like, like the real heavyset girl who like works with
Amanda
like, the computers and stuff. Okay,
yeah.
But yeah, her. Yeah, that's who I saw. And I almost did say something to her, but then I was like, well, whatever. I don't. Yeah. So.
You basically were like, if it's not Philip DeFranco, I don't care.
Yeah, like I said hi to William Haynes at Anime Expo because like I watched his videos and like I thought he was a really cool guy, like and I follow his stuff and everything. But like there's this one guy, like it was like this white, it was like this skinny white guy, like he looks like he's not, but he looks like something that would be like on a Rooster Teeth or something. But I can't for the life of me, he's not though. But I can't for the life of me think of his name or anything. And then there was like this kind of like heavyset black guy that is a YouTuber. That, or maybe he's a streamer, but I think he's a YouTuber because I don't recognize streamers. That like I don't like I can't even begin, like once again if I saw him I would know, but I can't even begin to try to figure out, like even find out who it is. I don't know, maybe honestly it was when it comes to like black YouTubers, I feel like I wouldn't have to look that hard. I feel like just search black YouTubers and there's not a
whole lot, man.
There'd only be like with over 100,000 subs, there'd only be like 50 results or something. So I don't know, and most of them would be like female beauty vloggers or something. So
shit, man, those ones are
yeah, like that's one of the things I noticed when I was at Twitch is like I'm a YouTuber, not really a Twitch streamer so much. So, or rather, even if I was, I don't really follow other Twitch streamers as much as I follow other YouTubers. So like I feel like it was kind of the opportunity was wasted on me because I feel like there were a lot of people who were really big Twitch streamers that like I'm like you know, I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes you can just tell and like that they're a really big streamer or whatever and see them, but I'm just like, but I don't know who you are. So it just wouldn't pan out. Like I feel like the most consistently where I would recognize even remotely to a degree people was at the like the entrance to the expo hall. There was one other guy, I'm trying to even remember, like it was at the entrance to expo hall that I saw that like I think he was sitting down right in front of the entrance. I can't like, it's like I know I'm not gonna remember like what his name on the internet is, but I can't even visually remember what he looked like. But yeah, there was a lot of that. Other than Rice Gum, there was a lot of like I would see people and I'm like, I recognize, like your face is familiar, but I don't know who you are, so I can't really say anything to you. So
shit, I mean, you know, I don't really recognize a whole lot of people either, but I feel like there's just certain ones that I do know that would be like, yeah, let me try to meet this nigga, let me go ahead and say what's up to him, like, you know. So that's definitely something that would be greatly appreciated if we could just get your boy Jay some more clout, please.
Oh yeah, there was they were streaming Fortnite too. Yeah, that's right. I saw some of that.
Yeah, I guess so. But is there I gotta hurry up and wrap this up because I gotta go handle 2 or 3 things. Was there any anime this week? What came out this week?
Let's see. I didn't watch the latest Boruto episode. I actually uploaded my Dragon Ball Super live reaction as we've been streaming from yesterday. But there wasn't really anything that interesting in those.
I didn't hear anything about last week's Dragon Ball. What happened? Was it
yeah, Kaba he turned Super Saiyan 2 and he beat up some random like rebrand sister or some shit, some fat chick. And then after he was weakened from that, Frieza showed up and then just turned gold and then shot him off the map. And yeah, Frieza slid in and he fucked up Kaba's shit. Like it was all touching. Like Kaba he was about to get knocked off the arena, but then Vegeta catches his ass and I was like, oh, that's sweet. But then Vegeta punches him in the gut. He's like, you peasant, you weak ass. I don't like seeing weak Saiyans. And then he punches him in the gut and then he's just like, all right, now go in and be a savage and shit. And then he's like, yes.
Vegeta's finally getting a chance to be a dad to a kid. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was even saying, I was like, Vegeta, a better dad to Kaba than he is to his own son. Like, right. So
all 3 of them.
So he did. Right. So and then Kaba goes in, he fights, and he gets his ass beat a few times. But like as he's getting, you know how Saiyans are, they get that Zenkai boost as they get their ass beat. So as he's getting knocked around, there's like electricity flying off of him and shit. Then he turns Super Saiyan 2, and then he uses the final flash and the Gallic gun, and then he takes out the fat chick, and then meanwhile and then Frieza's like he slides in and Kaba didn't stand a chance against Frieza. This man was blocking his attacks with his fingertips. And then, like, he shot his Gallic gun at him, and he didn't even block it. He just let it hit him, and then he just shot a bunch of his little death beams at him until he flew off the map, and then that was it. And then Vegeta, he tried to go and fight Jiren, but then Toppo with his big-ass mustache stepped in, and then so Vegeta's trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna let you guys know that I'm not fodder, that I'm I'm just.
So Vegeta just gonna watch Goku get bodied, and then he'd be like, "Ha! I can do that," and then it's just no.
Yeah, like basically nobody, and he hasn't really got the chance to show anybody because Vegeta hasn't really fought anybody. So like everybody's looking at Goku as the threat, the biggest threat, and like nobody's even giving a shit about Vegeta. No one's even considering him. Like even last week, Jiren was like, "Okay, I took out Hit." And Goku's power level is down, so let me go take a nap. And he didn't even look at Vegeta. He didn't even consider him. But it makes sense though, because like Vegeta, he hasn't. What has he done? He hasn't done anything for people to notice that he's strong. You figure when he fought against Hit in the tournament. When he fought against Hit in the tournament,
I hate how much shade they give Vegeta. Like that shit is just so fucked up.
When Vegeta fought against Hit in the tournament of Universe 6 versus 7, he got fucked up really fast. And the only reason Goku was able to go up against Hit was because he saw Vegeta get his ass fucked up first. So he learned Hit's abilities from watching Vegeta. So Vegeta was like the test. He was like the guinea pig, basically. So Vegeta was a bit at a disadvantage because he didn't know Hit's time lead, so he wasn't prepared for it. But Goku saw it, and that's the only reason why, because Vegeta fought him first. And then when they did the tournament versus Universe 9, Vegeta didn't want to miss the birth of his. I'm pretty sure he said he didn't want to miss the birth of Bulla, but then Whis just made the baby like teleport out of Bulma's stomach or something. But I don't remember. Did you guys in the chat let me know? I don't remember. Did Vegeta fight in that tournament? Because I don't remember who he fought against. I remember Goku fought against one of those dogs, and then Vegeta fought against one. No,
he wasn't
Gohan fought against one of the dogs.
He fought against Winnie the Pooh, right?
And then Majin Buu fucked up one of those dogs.
Vegeta
Winnie the Pooh.
wasn't there. It was
Right.
Majin Buu.
Okay, so why did Vegeta end up going then if Bulla was born already?
Bulla wasn't born yet.
But then so Whis must have teleported her out of the stomach afterwards then.
Yeah.
So yeah, Majin Buu, yeah, he annihilated that one guy. And what didn't make sense to me though was that I guess fusion's not allowed in the tournament or something. I heard that, but I don't remember.
I'm sure some fan probably made that up, and then everybody was like, "Yeah, that seems legit," and then it just got spread around.
Because I remember last week
nobody pays attention.
Last week, everyone was swearing up and down. Oh, they didn't show Zeno push the button on Hit. There was actually a shadow clone that got thrown off the map. He's actually still in the game, and I'm like, that sounds like BS. I don't think that's the case, and it wasn't. Like, I don't even. People just be whipping these theories out of nowhere. And you know how it starts? I've started to learn is that a YouTuber will make some theory, and then if they're big enough, every fan will write off whatever they say as fact, and then they'll go around and start saying that to everybody. Like, I remember, and I will keep reiterating this till the end because it just sticks with me about how when when Zamasu and Goku Black showed up at the same time, and I was telling people before they revealed it that they were the same person. Like, it was super obvious, and people were saying when they showed up at the same time, "Oh, see, look, you were wrong." And I'm like, no, they're the same person. I don't know how they're here at the same time, but there's gonna be some explanation, and there was an explanation. It was just that they were from different timelines. So yeah, just stuff like that. Like, I have a pretty good knack for these things. Like, I even have people, which not so much anymore, but I would have people think that my live reactions were fake because I would predict things before they happened. But it's just anime is not that unpredictable. Anime is pretty predictable. Like, most anime, when it's not predictable, it's like a masterpiece. Like when you get something like ReZero or what's another good one that's like that? Well, you know what I'm talking about. That's a good enough example. Some of these anime where you're always on your toes because you don't know what's gonna happen. But most anime, they're still entertaining, but they're also predictable. Like, you know what's gonna happen. Like, in fact, I feel like I do a lot of that when I'm watching
91 days.
Yeah, like I feel like 91 Days was definitely unpredictable, but sometimes it was bad. It was unpredictably.
Just like there would be certain things that would go, why? You should have done the predictable thing here. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like,
wait, what the fuck? Hold on. My video got demonetized for a content ID, and I appealed it like a few minutes ago, and it's already went through. That's interesting, and it was by TV Tokyo. That's weird.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but then they just took it out like within the hour. So that I don't think that's ever happened before. But like, I feel like that's probably why I talk so. Oh yeah, Code Geass. That's a good example. Yeah, Code Geass was really unpredictable as well. But like, I feel like maybe the that's one of the main issues I have with Black Clover. It's so shonen. It's so Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece. Like, it's just the most predictable show on the planet, and it's like past its time. Like, if it came out at the same time as the others, it wouldn't get the criticism that it does. But because it's came out, it's kind of like how I say about when you come out with a new Call of Duty, right? And you can like, and then it gets a bad rating, which that never really happens because they pay off of the people who review it. But and then you'll say it's not a bad Call of Duty, but they'll say it's not a bad Call of Duty, but they'll say, you know, but it's just stale because it hasn't really done anything new. And I used to have this mentality: you should judge every game as like an isolated product and not count its predecessors and take that into account. But no, you should take that into account. Like if they make like, you know, Assassin's Creed 20, Far Cry 12, they're all mainly just Ubisoft games and Call of Duty games where they do that kind of thing. And if it's like the 20th installment and they've added almost no new things to it, that should affect the rating of the game. And so that's why I feel like Black Clover is that, oh yeah, Fairy Tail, Blue Exorcist, there's all kinds of stuff that it like mashes together. I feel like Blue Exorcist is just like, it came out after so many anime like that have already came out. So it just feels like it's just ripping off all of these like tropes, these stereotypes that are so oversaturated at
every popular anime did whatever new anime does in the 90s.
Yeah, like that's why like a lot of these like movies where it's just like CGI clusterfuck, like Transformer looking things don't really pop off anymore because people are like, I've seen this already. It was cool. Okay, we're in the world where that technology is possible now. So like, but it's like we get it. Like they're on like the 5th fucking Transformers movie or some shit. So yeah, I don't really care for Black Clover, but like I'm not gonna live react to it, but I'll still watch it because it's not a bad anime. It's just predictable anime, but you know it can hold my attention. I mean, well, okay, I was gonna say, well, it's better than Boruto, but Boruto is getting interesting in the arc that it's in. But Boruto, oh my god, Boruto's dragged on for so long though. But it's starting to get interesting. The arc that they're in is starting to pick up, so I'm optimistic about that as well. So hopefully all these anime will stop being shit, because Dragon Ball Super hasn't been shit for the past few episodes. Even when they're characters that I don't care about, they're still somehow managing to keep my attention. Like the fight between Kaba and Thick Chick, like these are two characters I have no investment in, and it was actually pretty interesting. It was like, because the thing is that people will argue like, oh, an anime that's weekly and has a limited budget, it can't put out like consistently good content. But you don't really need a budget. You just need technique. And because the people working on Dragon Ball Super are like new animators, they, I guess, have to like learn over time. But I'm starting to notice they are like, which I wouldn't want them to practice on Dragon Ball of all things, but you know, whatever, because we've already got that situation. I have noticed,
it's
like, I feel like after the Ultra,
whether you want
yeah,
to
I feel
or
like
not.
after the Ultra Instinct fight, they've kind of started to learn some new techniques, and they're figuring it out, and they're carrying that over to the rest of the show. So hopefully it stays that way and doesn't go back to fodder later. But yeah, so hopefully I can stop. Like I don't want to trash on all these shows. I mean, it's fun to trash on them, but like I talk about them because I want them to be good. So if they're good, dick writing is so much easier. It satisfies the fans so much more than hating on it. But I'm not gonna like something if it sucks. I just can't bring myself to do that. So that's how I feel. But other than that, yeah, I don't know if there was any other notable anime things. I'm gonna make a video where I talk about this season so far because there are some dope shows, but nothing really in particular.
Well, shit on a stick.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, or do you got somewhere you got to go or something?
Nah, man. Yeah, well, Alex, I guess, is coming over. I wasn't expecting her to, and she didn't tell me ahead of time, but whatever, because she's talking in my chat right now. But nah, man, all the TV show talk and stuff. I mean, tomorrow.
Hold on. Broken by Destiny super chatted. He said, "Love the Dragon Ball Super reactions. You inspire me to do reaction videos of my own." Oh, just make sure that you edit every 10 seconds so you don't get your channel taken down.
Good luck.
Yeah, what were you saying, Jay?
No, nothing. I gotta get out. That's her knocking on my window, even though I told her not to come.
Okay, well, I guess that'll wrap up this podcast. So for those of you who didn't hear when I started, the podcast is going to be on my Heavenly Kings channel. I don't know if it's linked in the description or not, but it's on my channel page, my main page. So. And it's on.
I'll be back.
I will put it on sometime this week on the podcast on iTunes and Podbean, which is if you don't have Apple. And I will link those in the description to the main video as well. And there's a playlist on my main page and all that stuff too. So other than that, let me see. Let me just look at some of your guys' comments before I get out of here. Let's see. I'm the best. Oh, you're the best, Miguel. But yeah, I am the best. I agree. Put a cardboard box in your reactions and you're done. What the fuck? Will I get drunk again? I don't want to get that drunk again. I feel like that was too much. That was too overkill. Like it was fun. Like, you know, it was like as I was saying, it was fun, but like I don't know. There's some fun things that you just like. It was fun, but you don't need to do it again. If that makes any sense. I mean, if it happens again, it happens again, but it won't be the objective, which it wasn't even the objective now, like yesterday. So yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think, what is something else that like it's kind of like, which I don't know, maybe for some people it would be, but like I feel like if I went skydiving, I'd be like, once is good. I don't think I need to keep jumping out of the sky, right? Like I feel like after one time, like even though like the mortality rates for skydiving are low as shit, I still feel like once is good. Don't need to do that again. Or like, you know, like prom or graduating high school, like you don't need to do those again. Like some stuff it's just like you just want to have fun when you do it, and then it's fine. So I like getting that fucked up one time. I had that experience and it was great, but I don't need to do it again because like it's just as funny and hilarious as it is, it's just like cringy just to like think back to it. And like it's not even like other people care, because I know other people don't care, because I don't care about anybody else there. Like, and I don't feel like, but then I was fucked up, so I wouldn't have noticed anyways. But I feel like I'm not cringing at anything that anybody else did, and they're not caring about me either, because like I don't even remember half the people's names there, like for the most part, except for maybe 3 or 4 people. So, but yeah, like so it's one of those things. Like it was cool, but I don't need to do it again. It's like how I don't know. There are some things, honestly, yeah, that are like, they're cringy or they're embarrassing, but they're funny to look back at, though. You know, like it's more of in the moment when then they're worse. But then when you're drunk, it's not really that bad because you don't even realize it. So it's fine. I even remember like there were some things I was doing. I'm like, let me do this now while I'm fucked up, because I know that when I'm sober I won't. As stupid as it or retarded as it may be. But like I don't know. Like I feel like certain things you need to do like I feel like some of the stuff, like you ever have those memories, like I know everybody has had these memories before, where like you think back to something that you did and you just feel gross about it when you think back to it, but you needed to experience that to know not to do it again. So it's one of those things, it's a necessary learning experience. Like just think about that. Every embarrassing thing that you've done that you're not going to repeat again, that cringy feeling or that memory that you have is what's keeping you from doing it. So you had to do it once. So you best make sure that when you do it, like it's not the bad, like people, because you know I've seen firsthand people will get fucked up and do all kinds of weird shit. So you want to make sure that the first time that happens to you, that you don't like do any ridiculous crazy shit. So if it's tame, it's like a what do they call those things? Not a tetanus shot, but like a there's a name for it. Like a tuberculosis shot or like a TB shot. Like you know how they give you those shots that are like supposed to basically have your it like simulates a disease and then your body fights it. There's a word for it. I can't fucking remember. A vaccine. There you go. A vaccine. It's like a vaccine. Like you prefer to get a vaccine for chickenpox and then be immune to it afterwards, instead of getting chickenpox and then being immune to it afterwards, but you had to go through the chickenpox. So the vaccine is what you prefer. Yeah, I'm 22. Yeah, I look really young, which sometimes it bothers me, but I also use it to my advantage sometimes, because like it's kind of fun to just walk around and just have like, nope, everybody thinks I'm in high school or something. But I mean, at least I don't look like some of those people like that. They look like when they're 30 and they look like 12. Because like there's some people that are like, they're like some of these people, like Etika's 27, Omni's 30 or something. Some of these people are just like, they're old. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm like almost 10 years younger than a lot of these people anyways. So I'm okay with it for now. One Piece live reactions. Yeah, some people were telling me to live react to the Luffy Sanji fight, but I'm like 100 episodes behind. I'm on episode, let me actually check. I'm on episode 600 and something. I've been making a stride. I'm on the Dressrosa arc right now, and for the longest time, the episodes were boring, so I was kind of just skimming through them. But now I've gotten to a part where it's starting to get interesting. So, like, for example, like Sabo just showed up, and he got the, what do they call it? The flaming fruit or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I'm on episode 680 of One Piece. So I don't know, maybe when I catch up, I'll live react to it. So I don't know how long that will be though. How do I feel about Hunter x Hunter? Oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter 2011, one of the greatest anime of all time. I mean, Madhouse just puts out that fire, but yeah, Hunter x Hunter 2011 was really lit. Like, especially considering how many episodes it is. I have a short attention span. I can't really watch long ass anime like that. No, J-Dog, I was doing that. I was reading the manga, but I'm not a reader. I can't just sit down and like, I would read the manga and it's like, even if it's interesting, it's just like, I don't care when I'm just looking at a still frame. I have to watch it and stuff in anime form. Even if like, that's why like there's a lot of stuff that like, the only time I'll read a manga of something is if the anime is never getting made, like, or there's never gonna be a good anime adaptation, like Berserk. Like I'll read Berserk, but for an anime, I'd rather just kind of like 10 seconds skip through all the shitty filler episodes to get to the dope stuff, then like I would still make more progress than having to, cause just the idea of having to sit down and read something just kind of just turns me off of it. You skip through so many One Piece episodes. Yeah, I don't feel like I ever just straight up skip stuff. I just kind of skim through it. Like I'll just keep fast forwarding or dragging the, like scrolling through it until something, oh, that looks cool, and then keep scrolling, whatever. Because I feel like most of the information is pretty trivial. So who do I hate in the anime community? I don't really hate anybody, honestly, because even these YouTubers like Double Four, who like, I mean, I clickbait like a motherfucker too, which I started to realize is just necessary. But like Double Four, he won't just clickbait. He will just straight up lie in his videos, titles and stuff like that. But it's just kind of like, well, where do you draw the line though? Like, when is it considered good or okay, and when it's I don't honestly care. It's like it's kind of hard to hate on people who are making money off of stuff, you know? Like, especially like with this whole like iDubbbz Rice Gum beef shit, where everyone's saying like, oh, who won? And I feel like Philip DeFranco put it perfectly. It's like they both won because they're both making videos on it and getting millions of views on it and getting AdSense money off of it. Like, so I honestly like I can't have any disrespect for anybody who's out there hustling, however way they do that. So they may choose to do it a way differently than I am, but if that works for them, that's on them. Like, I don't honestly understand why people like even give a shit about people who, if you're not a fan of them, it just hating on people just makes no sense. You don't know these people. If you don't like them, don't look at them, don't associate with them. Like, I get these people who will leave comments on my videos. Man, why does this guy keep showing up in my feed? Well, if you're gonna click on the video and leave a comment, it's gonna keep showing up in your feed. That's why, nigga. So that's why it just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand people be saying shit like that. Like, if you don't like somebody, stay away from them. That's easy as that. So I don't really hate on anybody, honestly, because if I didn't like them, I would just stop associating with them, and then I would just eventually forget who they are. Like, I was telling Deacon, because I took the picture with Rice Gum and I posted on Twitter. He just like, I forgot what he said, but he was just like, oh man, he just took a massive L. I'm like, no, he didn't. Like, man, if taking massive L's means living in a mansion, having Instagram, big booty hoes living in my house, and I can walk around in TwitchCon with 3 bodyguards, man, oh, give me one of those. I don't give a shit. So yeah, I don't really hate on anybody for the most part. I feel like the only way for me to hate on somebody, but then I wouldn't even hate on them though. Like, I could stop fucking with somebody, but it wouldn't be personal or anything like that. Like, I feel like that's the problem of this generation. Everyone's so sensitive. Everyone takes something so personally when usually it's not. Like, it's like you're giving yourself too much credit. People don't give a fuck about you. People don't just sit there thinking about how they don't like you. So you don't need to put in so much effort to do that either. Like, what's an unpopular anime I'm watching? I feel like if something's not mainstream, they're all unpopular. I would say the unpopular anime I would quote say is probably King's Game. Because King's Game, it has 3 stars on Crunchyroll, which I've started to learn that the Crunchyroll ratings are super unreliable. But it has 3 stars on Crunchyroll, but I've watched 3 episodes and I think it's fine. I mean, it's not the greatest anime in the world, but it's enjoyable. It's kind of like Future Diary combined with another, so if you've seen either of those shows, you'll probably like King's Game. I actually liked Future Diary to a degree, like it was enjoyable, but it kind of got super retarded towards the end and it was like almost fucking unwatchable. But yeah, King's Game is kind of like Future Diary, where like basically this like force sends messages to people in the class and they have to fulfill the requirements that they tell them to do. Like, you have to have sex with this person, or if you don't, by the end of the day, you're both gonna die by some horrific death. Like, you're just gonna burst into flames or some shit. So like there's this one part where this guy, he had to basically force his best friend and his girlfriend to fuck each other, because if not, then his best friend was gonna die. And like, he was just like, there's a lot of sexual stuff in there. Like, there's this one girl where she was like, oh, she was like pretending to be all nice, and he like I remember there was like, oh, and both of her parents got murdered or whatever, but she was just so like happy and giddy and stuff. And then I remember the main character, he was just like, man, how could she be so joyful despite having gone through so much? and she was all like flirting with them hardcore. She's like, oh, it says we have to fuck before the time runs out, so let's just do it, and da-da-da-da. And or no, it said that they had to kiss or something, and she was like being all nice and flirty and stuff. But then all of a sudden, I forgot
gotta
what
get
it
out of here.
was.
I got I got an appointment with a doctor right now. I'll see you
So I
tomorrow.
forgot what I forgot.